As the crowds grew on Saturday morning at the mob shop, anticipating another great day on the dirt roads surrounding Ojai, we couldn't help but remember that just a few weeks ago, this day, this 5th annual gravel mob, appeared very unlikely to happen. Less than a year out from the devastating Thomas Fire and winter rains, a critical portion of our ride was missing. The Howard Creek Trail was essentially erased from the side of the mountain. The fire burned the brush and infrastructure that protected it, then the rains washed it away. Unwilling to let our day of racing, suffering, and camaraderie go, Peloton Magazine agreed to fund the trail's restoration with a big assist from gravel mob sponsors Easton, GU, and Wahoo. Just seeing the energy build as riders prepared for a big day in the saddle, we knew we had made the right choice. The neutral rollout began at 8:30, with riders warming up and chatting during the 8-mile spin down to the bottom of Sulphur Mountain for the official start and the ride's first dirt. As expected, the group split up quickly on the 8-mile Fire Road climb, with former ITU Triathlon long course world champion Jordan Rapp dropping the hammer and building a lead of over 2 minutes on ex-motocross pro Brandon Baker by the time they reached the summit of the second major climb, Sisar Canyon, another 8 miles of Fire Road climbing. At the summit, our riders found the second GU Energy aid station and refueled for the ride across the ridge. While the major climbing was behind them, the ridge itself offered plenty of challenging rollers and fast-flowing fire road. Peloton's test rider Mike Easter came through the aid station in 4th place, ready to chase across the ridge, terrain more suited to his style of riding. Mike, dressed head to toe in the latest from Pactimo, was on a Salsa Warbird built specifically for the event, including Easton EC90 SL cranks and EA90 SL wheels, wrapped with 35mm Panaracer Gravel King SKs and a Wahoo element bolt to keep him on course and track his data. As the riders hit Howard Creek Trail at the end of the ridgeline, they began to descend its loose and exposed 2.5 kilometers. It's no easy task at the best of times, challenging any rider unused to riding in the dirt and punishing those riders that opted for low-volume tires. It was here that Brandon Baker used his motocross skills to catch Jordan Rapp and eventually pass him for the victory. With a freshly rehabilitated Howard Trail safely in the rearview mirror, our riders began the 10-mile descent of Rose Valley, swooping down the smooth tarmac. Riders that suffered on the dirt with narrow tires and an aggressive setup began to close gaps and make up ground on the high-speed descent. Once back in Ojai, bikes were racked and tired legs given a break. Beer from Topa Topa and tacos from La Fuente were plentiful, giving riders a chance to share some stories from the road and nurse a few scrapes and bruises from Howard.
Just had an epic day today at the gravel mob. So lucky to have this with all the fires that happened last year and all the work that the mob shop and the Peloton boys put into making the trails acceptable again.
It's so cool to see everyone in Ojai. This place had such a tough December last year with the fire, and to kind of see the place coming back. Locals have done a ton of work on the trails.
As is customary at the Peloton Gravel Mob, with victory comes bragging rights and free lifetime entry for Brandon Baker. But when it comes to prizes, everyone, first or dead last, has an equal shot at the massive raffle. We had thousands of dollars worth of prizes to give away thanks to our generous sponsors, Easton, Wahoo, Salsa, GU, Pactimo, and Panaracer. So on behalf of the mob shop and our sponsors, thank you to all the riders that came out for the sold-out 2018 Peloton Gravel Mob, and we can't wait to see you all next year.